Let's consider this. 50 years ago, people spent about 0 hours on social media because it did not exist, and they were able to focus for about 2 to 3 hours in a day. 10 years ago, people spent about 90 minutes on social media and could focus for only 12 to 15 minutes per day. Last year, the average time spent on social media was about 2 hours 24 minutes per day, and the attention span dropped to 8.25 seconds, which is shorter than that of a goldfish. There's a clear correlation between the two, and even though we know that correlation does not imply causation, there's lots of evidence suggesting that time spent on social media and constant dopamine hits have created an epidemic of distraction and constant comparison. If you consider yourself someone who is unable to detach yourself from your phone, and you feel guilty using it. This is important. If you feel guilty using it, it's about time you change that. The first thing you want to do for that is to differentiate between things that you actually want to watch versus something that is considered doom scrolling. So if you are really excited about a movie, or if all your friends are watching this series and they all love it and you want to watch it as well, something like, I don't know, Money Heist or Friends, I love those two shows, then you want to take time out to watch those things because they're going to make you happy, you won't feel guilty. However, if you were supposed to do a task, if you were supposed to make this video, at least it works for me. If I was supposed to make a video but I just don't know what to say, or my script isn't ready, and instead I spend hours on Instagram because this is just a way of procrastination, I just feel horrible after. And so I know that people say that this is self-care and we want to relax after work. I mean, relaxing should make you feel happy, no? But if you spend hours on social media, is that really making you happy? In most cases, people don't really feel happy after spending hours and hours doing things that they didn't want to do. And so there are two things that are really important for you to understand. A, what your goals are, and B, how you feel after. The guilt associated with spending hours on your phone or watching TV comes from the fact that there is a gap between what our goals are, what we imagine our future life to be, versus the actions that we are taking every day. When that gap increases, you feel horrible about yourself. So it's all about changing the quality of screen time. Watch things that make you feel happy, that is intentional, and try to distance yourself from things that are just doom scrolling. But you need to know the difference between the two. Now, one way you can distance yourself from things that don't really make you happy, that you don't want to watch, but you can't help yourself, is a trick that I tried for myself 2 years ago when I had left my job and I wanted to do something different with my life. I just didn't know what, because in my circle, all my friends, everybody that I know work their jobs 9 to 5, which is great. It's awesome. But I wanted something more with my life. I just didn't know what was out there. So what I started doing was I started following certain people and certain pages that were talking about the thing that I might want to do in the future, that were talking about making videos, about entrepreneurship, just cool stuff like that. Now my following had changed and the type of content that I was consuming had changed. So obviously the algorithm adjusted itself to show me those things even more. Now, whenever I picked up my phone and I was just scrolling, all the things that I saw were related to stuff that I might want to do, or what other people are doing and how they are expanding their empire, what kind of businesses you can start, how to start building confidence on camera, because I was far from that. I've never been active on social media. And so the time that I was spending doom scrolling, the content that I was getting was just related to that. And so every time I would watch those things, I would want to do something myself. And I would start getting ideas, and I wanted to do something different. And so I changed the algorithm in a way that it would benefit me. We're humans, we end up comparing ourselves to other people whether we want to or not. And so if you change the type of content you consume, it's just going to give you a push. Another option is that you can do another activity while watching stuff on repeat, or just trash TV that I like watching sometimes. So what I do is when I'm cooking or cleaning or folding my clothes, that is when I put on the stuff that I didn't really want to watch as much. And so that stuff is only limited to when I'm doing another task. And the last thing, now this is something that I have been struggling with a lot, is to cut it out at a particular time. So maybe if you sleep around 10:30 or 11, You want to not watch anything after 8. Now, this is very difficult and I am struggling with it myself. I used to be really good with it years ago, like about 3 years ago. I wouldn't really watch anything after 9 p.m. But I just remember how well I slept and how much I could do in a day, and it just made me feel good because my sleep was better. I woke up the next morning feeling really fresh. And so when you cut out social media at a particular time, it really helps you. But this is a practice that you have to really try hard to work on. Social media, in my opinion, is a beautiful thing. It has exposed us to so much in the world, and there is so much that we want to do, that we know we can do, just because we've been exposed to that information. And so in no way am I suggesting to break it out completely, because I am never going to do that, and so I would never suggest that, and it's also not possible. But intentional time is important, and so you want to reduce the gap between things that you want to do versus things that you actually do, which is in the end going to make you much happier. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope this video helped, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.